So again, we're going to distribute. So negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Then I have to take negative 5 times 8x. So that's negative 5 times 8 is 40. So that's negative 40x. We got our inequality symbol. And now we got 195. Now again, we're going to treat it just like it was if it was an equation. So after you've done the distributive property, the next step for solving an equation is to get constants on one side, variables on the other. We like to have the variables on the left-hand side. They don't have to be, but we tend to like that. So I'm going to move my constant to the other side by adding 5 to both sides. Again, when I'm talking 5 to both sides, I'm talking 5 to both sides of my inequality. I'm not going to write that line in there. I don't like that line in there personally. And we're going to simplify. So negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So I'm not going to write down 0. But I've got negative 40x is less than 200. Now, the next step after we've got just one, we've got a variable on the side and a constant on the other, is to get rid of multiplication that's done to it. So in this case, we've got negative 40 being multiplied by x. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 40. And here's the difference between an equation and an inequality when you're solving. Anytime you multiply your variable or divide your variable by a negative, you are going to flip or do the opposite of the sign that you have. If you think about what negative means the opposite of. So if we're dividing by negative 40, we're dividing by the opposite of 40. So that means that we want to do the opposite of the sign that's there as well. So the opposite of less than is greater than. 200 divided by negative 40 is negative 5. So our solutions to this are all values of x that are greater than negative 5. So if you're just asked to write it as an inequality, you're done. We want to be able to graph this on a number line, though, as well. So on a number line, and we're just sketching number lines. We've got 0, we've got negative 5, and we've got 5. The term that we have, the constant that we have is negative 5. I'm going to put an open circle at negative 5. Does anybody know why I have an open circle? Sorry? You're probably right. There's no line below it. So anytime there's not a line below it, so if you have less than or greater than, that is going to be an open circle, meaning it can't equal negative 5. If you have the line under it, then it's going to be a closed circle. That means that it can equal it. So less than, greater than, open. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, closed. And now we need to finish this off. To finish this off, we have to say which direction that it goes. I like to read it, always with my variable first. This says x is greater than negative 5. So all of my x values have to be the values that are greater than negative 5. So every single one of those values, if I plug that into my original inequality, are going to be solutions. If you put the arrow above, if you put the arrow on the line, if you shade it in, I don't care. It makes no difference to me. Whichever way you demonstrate that it goes off to all the numbers that are greater than it, we're good to go. Okay? Questions with that first one? Okay, let's go ahead and look at the second one. We've got 14 is less than or equal to negative 8n minus 6n. So there's no distributive property to be done, so I don't have to worry about distributive property. However, if I look on the right-hand side, I've got negative 8n and negative 6n. They're like terms. So we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. Negative 8 minus 6 is the same thing as negative 8 plus negative 6. So 8 and 6 is 14. It's going to be negative. So that's negative 14n. So we've got our constants on one side, variable on the other. You have to divide by negative 14. 14 divided by negative 14 is negative 1. We divided by the opposite of, so that means we need to do the opposite of our sign. So negative 1 is greater than n. So there's the first part of our solution. Second part of our solution is we need to graph it. 0, negative 1, and 1. I use negative 1 as my number because that's the only number that I have left sitting there. Open or closed? Okay, this is going to be closed because it can equal it. And this is where people tend to have a bit of a problem. It's why I like to always talk about the n value. I'm not going to say negative 1 is greater than or equal to n. I'm going to start with the n value. If I start with the n value, it says n. Now, the mouth is opened away from the n, so that means n is less than. So n is less than or equal to negative 1. So my graph in this case is going to go in that direction. Don't get into the habit of the arrow's pointing that way, so it goes that way. No, that's not the case. Okay, the thing itself says that n is less than or equal to negative 1. So we have to represent that with all values less than or equal to negative 1. Okay. Questions so far? Okay, we'll do one more together, and then I'll have you try one on your own. We'll kind of break this one up into parts and have you just do parts of it, and then we'll go to the next part. So go ahead, write the problem down. After you write the problem down, go ahead, if this was step 1, go ahead and do the distributive property and stop. Okay, so we've got a distributive property in there. Go ahead, do that distributive property and then stop. You want to make sure that everybody's on the same boat with this second part. So we should have negative 4x minus 40 is greater than or equal to negative 8x minus 16. It's got to go negative 8 times 2 minus 4x. Okay, so there's step 2. Step 3. We're going to go ahead and combine like terms on the right-hand side. Go ahead and finish off step 3, and then just hold off for a second. So at this point, you should have negative 4x minus 40 is greater than or equal to, I can combine the negative 8 minus 4. So that's negative 8 plus negative 4. Change it to an additive inverse. So that's negative 12. So negative 12x minus 16. Everybody okay? Okay, fourth step. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll do this the rest of it together. So we're going to add 40. And I'm just going to complete it all in one step. And then I'm going to add 12x. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to have the variables on the left-hand side and the constants on the right-hand side. If you need to do it in 2 steps, do it in 2 steps. So negative 4 plus 12, 8. Greater than or equal to 12x, that's nothing. Negative 16 plus 40. 24. Is that right? 24. Going to divide by, oops, going to divide by 8. Everybody okay? Did I mess up? Am I okay? If I messed up, you got to tell me. I mean, it happens. It's not purposeful. Divide by 8, so I divided by a positive number, so I don't have to flip anything. That's what it looks like there. On the number line, open or closed? Open or closed? Closed. Am I going to go off to the right or to the left? Is bigger or smaller? X is bigger. Remember, the mouth likes to open to the bigger one. The alligator likes to eat more. Okay, so that's what that one should look like. Again, it's only if you multiply or divide by positive do you flip your switch. All right, let's go to a little bit harder one. Now, what I want you to do with question number 4 is I want you to work with a partner beside you or work with somebody around you. Distributive property first, then combine like terms, then get everything on the left or the right. Solve that from the get-go. Give you about 2.5 minutes. Work with somebody on this one. I will periodically just start going through it, and you can check your work as you're going through it as well. I'll give you about 2.5 minutes. See, your podium's in a bad spot. All right. Again, if you need reassurance, the second step is now up there. Or the first step, depending on how you look at it, I guess. It might be the first step. Whatever. Combined term step is up there. Great so far. Okay, go ahead, peek up, see how you did. And on the number line, -10, 0, open circle at negative 10. It says it's less than negative 10. So we're off in that direction. Any questions with number 4? So the goal for today was to be able to solve and graph inequalities on number lines. We looked at several examples, some easy, some hard. That's what you're going to get in your assignment today. Make sure you do the hard ones. Make sure you check your answers as you're going through it as well. The answers are on the following page within Schoology. Homework's there. You have 20-ish minutes. 11:16. You got 26 minutes. Use your time. We give you 26 minutes. We give you 26 minutes because I don't want you to take practice work home because I know all of you have busy lives. And they get that. That's why we give you some time in class to do the work. If you use the time in class, you don't need to use any time out of class, which some of you don't use anyway. So get your stuff done. If you have questions, please make sure you ask.